get set up. All right, here we go, guys. We are live for UFC 259, Israel Adesanya versus Jan Blachowicz. We are already in the first round of the first fight on the main card. It has been a hell of a night already. It's been a bunch of finishes, a bunch of really high-level MMA, and I'm hyped if you can't tell. I cannot wait for this main event. We have 3 title fights tonight, and we have a stacked-ass main card as we see another number 2 ranked light heavyweight in the world versus the number 4 ranked light heavyweight in the world. Easily the winner from this, especially if Thiago Santos comes out with the win, since he has a victory over the current light heavyweight champion of the UFC in Jan Blachowicz. Easily the winner of this fight can get this next title shot, especially, again, if it's Santos and maybe if Jan wins, that's a no-brainer for Thiago Santos to have next on that. If Israel wins, the presumption is that he's going to vacate that light heavyweight title right after or soon after. Very doubtful that he winds up defending that, according to Dana, but, take that with a grain of salt. So Thiago Santos, either way, has a really good chance of being that next guy up, and Rakic is right behind him, being one of the more exciting young fighters in his division, in a division that for years has needed an infusion of youth. Guys, I'm just getting set up. Give me a minute here. As always, I got y'all with some links. They are coming. Thiago Santos doing a lot of backing up, which is surprising. I thought he'd be the aggressor. I thought he'd be moving forward, chipping at the legs of Rakic, testing the chin. But it looks like he's just waiting for that counter shot. Rakic fighting tall, pushing forward, using good footwork to not be in danger. As I say that, he gets caught with a fierce body kick. After that, you got to be careful. Everything Thiago Santos throws, he throws to knock your lights out, which is surprising from a guy who formerly fought in the weight class below at 185. It's hard to imagine how he even got down to that weight class, seeing him now, how he's filled out a light heavyweight. You hear DC saying he's surprised that Racic's not trying to mix the takedown in. But the way Santos is fighting, when he's just backing up and waiting for that big shot, Rakic is probably just trying to be mindful of that power and not wind up taking a shot right into a knee or a kick or an uppercut. Look what Derek Lewis just did to Curtis Blade. Neither man very active thus far. Both being mindful of the others. Can you put that on silent? Trying to find a link for you guys. Give me a second. Guys, there is such little volume right now. I would love to be calling this play-by-play for you, but there is not much going on. Thiago Santos finally moving forward in the last 10 seconds. They'll make a couple shots, but not able to land anything. Maybe he's trying to be mindful of his gas tank. Maybe he's gun shy after being out for so long and then having a not so good return against Glover. But he seems way more timid than I've seen him in a long time. I think I found a link for y'all. Yep, there we go. Boom, take that. I got you, Madden. Here you go. My picks for the title fight. Of course, Amanda Nunes, the greatest woman to ever step into the octagon. Maybe the greatest woman ever in combat sports, but I'll chill out on that. Um, I have Aljo winning over Jan after over Peter Jan. I went back and forth over that pick pretty much the last 2 weeks. So I just kept watching Peter Yan fights and Aljamain Sterling fights, and what I came down to is Peter Yan, smart footwork, knows how to come forward, knows how to pick his opportunities for damage. He's not the most powerful guy in the world, but he is high level in the sense of he can mix it up. He has decent takedowns. He hit Aldo with a really good takedown where he caught his leg, and instead of trying to trip behind the other leg, he kicked out the legs from the front and got a really creative takedown in that way. He's not, an Olympic wrestler out here, but he does have creative takedowns. He does have pretty good grappling, and his hands, they're quick, and his footwork is very, very calculated, I'll say. He picks and chooses where he wants to be and when he wants to be there. However, even though Aljo may not have as polished of striking as Peter Yan, I do give the nod to Aljo just because he can mix it up on the feet. He has good kicks as well. His kicks are getting better. He uses the kicks for range. He's already so much bigger than most of these guys in his weight class at 135. Him using those kicks, I think, is really going to grow his arsenal throughout the years, honestly. I don't think we've seen the best Aljo yet. And the grappling, I think there's no competition at all when it comes to the grappling. Aljo's grappling is far and beyond Peter Yan's. So I have Aljo via third-round submission. And then Israel Adesanya and Jan Blachowicz, man, I do not fucking know. Jan is a beast. He's an animal. He's a tank. And I think he's a little crazy on the inside. But Israel Adesanya is so polished. He makes people look so silly. And think about Israel's last few fights. He hasn't had anybody that's been fully coming forward. You have guys like Yoel that said he was going to come forward and he stood there. You have guys like Costa, Blachowicz, saying that they're going to come after him and then try to stay on the outside, try to get in there and really not find any opportunities. But he never blitzed him. He never came at Israel. Never truly tried to bring the fight to Israel. Talking about Costa. Yo, what's going on, Ice? Let me bang, bro. What's going on, my guy? I appreciate you. And I think Israel Adesanya is going to really enjoy Jan Blachowicz being that guy to just come forward. I think Israel's been waiting for someone for a while, since the Gastelum fight maybe. Robert Whittaker came at him pretty hard too. But, the last 2 or 3 fights since, Israel hasn't had someone who's just coming straight forward. Not to say Jan's going to come with his chin up and, walk straight at him with his hands down. But with that being said, Israel Adesanya is just so slick, able to attack you from everywhere. Good head movement, good instincts, and he also has knockout power. So I have Israel Adesanya via third round knockout. Do I need a VPN for the link? Not that I know of, brother. I clicked that link. Close the pop-ups as they come up. If it tells you to enter any information, don't. It's lying. Go press back or whatever you got to do. Just make sure you stay on that page. There should be a little play button on the window. Keep pressing that play button, man. You'll have pop-ups, XM, etc. But if you're trying to watch it for free, it is what it is. So no, I didn't need anything other than clicking it, and it worked for me. Try to find another one. I will try to find another one in between fights, brother. Not right now. Oh, shit. I didn't even send it to YouTube. There you go, bros. Thiago Santos just missing with that right hook. I am really surprised. I thought Ratchik was going to try to do everything he could to bring this fight to the ground. And I thought Thiago Santos was going to come out like a bat out of hell, swinging. And this just is not how this fight is going. Not a horrible fight, but I think we've been spoiled a bit tonight. There's been some fantastic bouts tonight, man. And we will dig into those. Take a look back at those once this fight is over. We'll also look ahead and break down these title fights that we have tonight. Same one, I got you. Boom. I got the same one on deck. Not a problem. Here we go, round 3 of the first of 5 bouts on this main card, UFC 59. And you are live with your boy, Mike Jesse MMA. Man, this fight is, not the way I had planned to start the card. But these prelims were wild as fudge, guys. Ridiculous. I'm actually pretty excited to talk about them. There we go. Both men, after this close fight, I'm assuming it's 1-1, but with these judges, who the fuck knows? They almost robbed Dominic Cruz of what I thought was a clear 2-1 victory. And one judge gave it to Casey. Made no sense to me at all. Then another judge gave it 30-27 to Cruz, I guess. These judges are getting worse and worse, man. It is ridiculous. As we take a look at the stats. Very even fight thus far. The slight edge to Ratchik. Ratchik got a lot of feints, but not really committing to much with power. As Thiago Santos just missed that kick. Nice kick to the body. That's probably the best strike for Thiago Santos. Not that specific body kick that he just landed, but the body kick in general. He's been landing a nice amount of those body kicks. Nice leg kick from Ratchik. Thiago returns one of his own. But there's 3 minutes left, and this is such a close fight. I'm not seeing the urgency from either guy. There's a lot on the line for this fight. And you would think, you're on the same card as the champion in your division. You can line yourself right up for the next title shot with an impressive performance. This isn't the deepest division in the UFC, and it's nowhere close. As far as the men's division, it's probably this second most shallow division. A good showing here, and boom, there's not much to deny either one of these guys from a title shot, but beyond Glover. Nice body kick again from Thiago Santos. It's just like neither man wants to lose this opportunity, but I mean, one of you guys, I mean, have to take it, right? Easier for me to say behind, a camera while they're out there putting it all on the line, half naked in a cage. I get it, but this ain't it. This ain't how you get. Well, this isn't how you force Dana to put your name on a contract and hand it to the champion. Especially say Izzy wins. Izzy doesn't have to defend his 205 belt. It's smart for him not to. Smart for him to say, I did it. I'm double champ. I'm going to go back and defend my 185-pound belt. Walk into the cage with, 2 belts, get a, nice little photo op, and then as you defend a 185-pound championship, just tell him, all right, you're done with light heavyweight, crown the next champ. But if you come out here and say Thiago Santos, ends Rakic in 30 seconds in the first round, maybe that excites Izzy. Maybe Izzy wants to defend it against a guy like that because he thinks it'll sell. But, a 3-round opening bout of what is probably going to be the biggest pay-per-view of the year, being, I'm not going to say a snooze fest to not be disrespectful for these guys because, I mean, they have done some heat out here. But, look at both of these guys. They're going to both go home tonight and not even look like they were in a fight. Nice combination from Rakic. As we hear the UFC booth say exactly what the fuck I just said. They're like, hey, do you guys know the title is on the line tonight? And these guys aren't very exciting? Did you guys notice that? Yes, we did. As the third round, I should say, comes to an end. Very close fight. Thiago Santos, the very slight edge. 57 strikes to 49. Significant strikes. Both are even. 31-31. Thiago Santos did nice work in the clinch. But, I mean, I honestly have no idea who won this fight, guys. And I don't even care. I'm sorry. I wish I could act excited like that was a banger. But I'm not here to lie to you guys. It was not. I want them to announce the winner. Let's listen to what the winner has to say. And then we are going to take a dive into the card thus far and the card that is ahead. I'm 2 minutes back. Sheesh. Yeah, that's that free stream for you, bro. That delay is real. If you don't want me spoiling it for you, put me on pause. Bap. Let your video catch up to where I'm at. And bam, we here, baby. Modern problems call for modern solutions. All right, here we go. They're reading off. Wow. Rakic got the win. Unanimous decision. Thiago Santos not happy at all. Now, I think he was just awarded his brown belt, though he had no grappling during this fight. Shout outs to him. I'm sure he earned that brown belt. What's my mic? I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. I don't remember the exact mic that I have, and I can't see the number because it's in this holder. My bad. Brother, I am not showing the fight. YouTube catches that shit so quick. I showed the weigh-ins one time, and I was banned within 2 minutes. And I was banned for 90 days from my YouTube, so now I'm not going to show the fight. But got links for you. Best of luck. Hope that link works. Yeah, YouTube don't play, brother. YouTube don't play. Actually, streaming on Facebook right now too. Sometimes Facebook flags me for the fight audio coming up on my microphone. So that shit's real. That shit is real. Looked like I got stopped last night. What? I don't know what that looks like or if it's a good thing, but thanks. Yo, that shit is funny. I'm gonna try to find another link for y'all too, because I'm not a fan of Ripple, but I do have it up in the background on my computer. I bought the pay-per-view when it's a big one. I don't really like to fuck around, and a chance to stream messing up while I'm doing my thing. So I did buy it. But I do have it playing on my computer on that link that I just gave you guys, and it looks to be working to me. I think I just found another one too. Give me a second. And then again, we are going to jump in to these fights. I'm going to turn the volume up real quick so we can listen to what Ratchet has to say. These guys put it all on the line, so I do want to hear what he has to say. Not surprising him saying the game plan was to try to stay on the outside for much of the fight. Understandable. I mean, if that was a game plan, it worked. He never got into a spot where Thiago Santos was able to just, swing in the booth and turn it into a slugfest. Ratchet saying he didn't want to go to the legs too much because he knew that Thiago Santos had those knee problems. That's respectable. Oh, my bad. I misunderstood. He went after his leg because he knew that he had surgery on it. That shit is savage. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know how long you guys all been fans for, but if you remember Overeem versus Brock Lesnar was out for a while for diverticulitis, inflammation of his intestines, and he had to get a large amount of his intestines removed. He had I think multiple surgeries beyond that one to recover, and when he finally came back, Overeem just kneed him over and over again in the stomach. It was ridiculous. That shit hurt to watch. But I mean, it is what it is. That's the fight game. You know someone has an injury. You know someone has some type of deficiency. You go after it. All right, good stuff to Alexander. He seems like a nice guy, but I mean, he's definitely another fight or two away from getting a title shot, I would imagine. I can't picture Dana White seeing this fight and saying, I can't wait to put that kid, to wrap a belt around his waist. Congrats on the win, though. My man Madden says that fight was man indeed, brother, man indeed. That shit was a little bit of a bummer. Watching the prelims, I was hype. Could not wait for this card to start so we can get it going, but glowing like mad. Cause the big night, man, big night, big night. Like your T-shirt. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hug life. You know what I mean? You heard? Do I get laid off? Then Thug life. We out here. I don't know who's watching, brother. You about to get me in trouble, man. I'm a saint. Let's go. Islam Makhachev versus Drew Dober in our second fight. There is no fucking way that this fight is going to be as meh, according to my boy Madden, as that last fight. I'm excited. Islam is a fighter who Khabib himself thinks could be the next UFC lightweight champion. Dana White seems high on him too, putting him in a spot like this. This isn't his biggest test in the world, but it will tell us a lot, and I think it will set Islam up for big fights to come. As soon as I get these stats together, give me a second. If y'all didn't play that UFC 4 game yet, try it out. That is my jam. Until my creative player got to be 39. And who was it? It's somebody who's like barely in the top 15 right now that just kept knocking my dude the fuck. You know what? That's a lie. Not someone that's not in top 15. Gilbert Burns. So Gilbert Burns became the champion on my career mode and just kept knocking me the fuck out. I rematched him at least 12 times. I'm not even exaggerating. 12 times. I rematched Gilbert Burns. Mind you, my guy is knocking everybody the fuck out, submitting them, et cetera, the next big thing. And if for some reason in my career, now I just can't get past Gilbert Burns. He just keeps beating me the fuck up. So I have not played the game since, but until that, that game was fantastic. I enjoyed it. Goddamn Gilbert Burns. Fucking up UFC 4 for everybody. All right, here we go. Jeez. I'm excited for Leon Edwards. I am, if you guys are watching the fights right now, they're showing a little promo for Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad. Really happy for Leon Edwards, just that he's able to get into the octagon, period. It's been over 2 years, and it's not all his fault. Don't forget, guys, last year in March, he was scheduled to fight Tyron Woodley. That was pretty much his path to the title, as we saw what happened when Gilbert Burns cut the line and took that fight since Leon Edwards couldn't. Gilbert Burns took that fight, won, and his next fight was for the title. We saw Kobe Covington fight Tyron Woodley, and, once again, just right there. Right there, I'm sorry, looking at the promo. Right there next to the, looking to be next for the title. If Jorge doesn't get it, of course. But instead, Leon Edwards had to accept a fight with Hamzat after not fighting all of 2020 due to the coronavirus and the lockdown in England. And then he draws Hamzat, who's red hot. Everybody's talking about him, but he's a new guy, nowhere near the experience, especially the UFC experience that Leon Edwards has. Leon Edwards hasn't lost since 2016 to Kamaru Usman, the current champion. And it's not like he got destroyed during that fight. It was a decent fight. If you don't remember that, go ahead back and look at it. I'm not saying he almost beat Usman, but It wasn't like it was such a far distance between their skills that you could never picture Leon Edwards winning that fight. He's number 3 in the world for a reason. He's been on a winning streak since then. So for years he has not lost. But when you're talking about how many years he's been on that win streak, and then talking about he hasn't fought in 2 years, it's kind of hard for him to complain. So I'm just happy to see him in the octagon at all. No matter who it was against, he just needed to get in there. Hamzat dealing with COVID-related symptoms. So supposedly he doesn't have COVID anymore, but he's dealing with it. His body just hasn't recovered at all. He posted him coughing up blood. He said he's retired, but he's also on steroids, not, Arnold Schwarzenegger steroids, prednisone. And if you look up some of the side effects, your emotion, having swings in your emotion, either depressing or filling up, and et cetera, is one of those side effects. So, he's one of the toughest motherfuckers in the world simply because he's, a UFC level fighter, but he's also human. So you're going through all that. You're dealing with all that illness. You can't train. You're used to trying to fight every week, Hamzat was, going for, or at least every month. And then going to not being able to train at all and feeling like shit when you tried and you're not supposed to. So, he's going through a lot. I say that to say he went from, Leon went from fighting that guy to fighting Belal Muhammad, who's, he's been around a little while, but no one's mentioning Belal Muhammad, or at least they haven't been mentioning Belal Muhammad in the names of people you picture as future champions. Leon Edwards, you can 100% see. I mean, he's number 3 in the world. He's right there. You can see him as a champion. You could see him as being one of the best fighters in the world. Belal Muhammad just hasn't been on that stage yet. He's dropped some fights. So, when he has stepped up in competition. But he's one of those guys who's always there. He's always around. He's durable. He's tough. He's coming forward. He's well-rounded. He might not be fantastic at any one thing, but he's not bad at anything that I can think of right now. He has good wrestling takedown defense. He has good offensive wrestling. He has good just overall grappling, and he has power. But again, not fantastic at any of those. You don't see him knocking people out in one punch. You also don't see him just slamming people on their head and ragdolling them. 2 really well-rounded guys, but Leon Edwards, I just think, is the more skilled fighter. I'm excited for him. I think he's going to get the W next week, I believe that fight is. I will not be live for that. Your boy's going skiing. I'm sorry. I will not be here for that fight, but it is going to be a good one. I definitely will be watching, as you should as well, too. No problem, bro. Links for days. That's a lie, but the same 2 links that I already posted, I got those for days. You know what I mean? Again, guys, we are live for UFC 259. That first fight was a goddamn buzzkill, but I'm starting to feel my excitement come back, guys. I don't know, man. Islam Makhachev, I do think, is a special young man. I think he is going to be around for quite a while. I do think he is part of that new up-and-coming generation. And I do not think the same about Drew Dober. Not to be disrespectful, but I do think that he's about to get outclassed. I am going to check out the last few fights. Whew. Cheers. I'm going to go check out the last few fights of Drew Dober. It's on Makhachev looking calm, collected. Is that Khabib with him? I think so. I'm pretty sure that's Khabib. One better needs Islam to win for the second leg of their parlay. 35,000 parlay. If he hits, the payout would be 64,000. 35,000 parlay for only a 65,000. I say only, but that's not the best parlay I've ever seen. I'm not sure if I'm putting up 35,000 in a parlay that pays out 65. If any of you degenerates are also gamblers, as I am on occasion, then holla at me if you feel me. All right, Drew Dober, number 15, lightweight, which I did not realize he was ranked after his last win. Good for him, man. Against the number 14, Islam Makhachev. Despite this being 14 versus 15, expect either one of these guys, no matter who wins, to get a top 10 opponent. Islam, just because of how plugged in he is, how much hype is behind him, how big of a camp he's with. You know, he's under DC, he's under Khabib, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that does mean something to Dana White, despite what you may believe. And then Drew Dober, if he's the one to, you know, derail that hype train, expect for him to be able to call out. Especially because I think those top 10 guys, if they're not able to get anybody above them, that they'll see Drew Dober as kind of a safe fight. Again, no disrespect to Drew Dober, but, you know, when you think about him, you don't think about world beaters. Let's see, his last fight, went over Hernandez. Before that, went over Harperist, went over Reyes. These aren't, you know. And then his last, so he's on a 3-fight win streak. Before that, he lost to Dariush. Doesn't have any wins over like any names. This is pretty much both of these guys, you know, highest ranked opponent. It's a good test, though. Both of these guys are young-ish. Drew Dober at 32, Islam at 29, I believe. Such a stacked division. Every fight matters, man. Every fight matters. One loss can set you back for years in this division. It's crazy. And one win can catapult you at the right time, be at the right place. So much opportunity at 155, and there's so much despair if you lose, man. Like, you need a crazy-ass win streak. Just think about how long Tony Ferguson kept winning, and he still never has been, you know, the actual champion. He was the interim champion, but he hasn't actually had that title. It's the best division in the UFC, if you ask me. Top 3 UFC divisions: 155, 170, 135. Facts. Yo, Kerry, what's going on, brother? Both flanks dead for you. Fudge, man. I'm sorry, bro. Yeah. I will try to find an alternative after this fight, but this fight is starting, so try my best afterwards. Joe Rogan just said he thinks Drew Dober is the most underrated guy in the sport. Can somebody tell Joe Rogan to chill the fuck out? Like that. That's a big ass statement, Joe. Come on, man. Good movement by Drew Dober, and that jab is looking nasty. Drew Dober is definitely the aggressor right now, trying to cut the cage off for Islam. And there we go. The inevitable single leg from Islam with the trip. Beautiful. That was such a pretty takedown, guys. Any fellow high school wrestlers out there? You know that was nice. You know that was a good takedown. Straight ankle picked him damn near. Not quite. He did commit fully to the single leg, but that was nice. Instantly tripped him. Drew Dober unable to keep his balance. It was just too quick. And now he's on bottom on the wrong side of half guard. You don't want Islam Makhachev on top of you with 3.5 minutes to go in the first round. You're both dry. There's so much opportunity there for him to go for submissions or just work the ground and pound and just wear on you. The thing about these guys, when I say these guys, like, Khabib and all those Dagestani guys training and Russian guys training over there, they, a lot of them do not rush when they're on top. They're not concerned about when that finish is coming. They're only worried about the control. They're worried about their posture. They're worried about you holding their weight, which makes them dangerous. They're not in a rush to get off. They're okay. They're comfortable. This is where they want it. They can't imagine a better spot to be than on top. Okay, full guard, that's cool. That's fine. I'll stay there for a little bit. Half guard, cool. That's fine. Posture up, rain down some punches, great. You pulled me down. Okay, cool. That's fine. I'll get to where I need to be eventually, and they know that for a fact. They're not worried about it. You see Islam super calm, super comfortable right now. That's what you want to see from a young fighter. That poise. He's the second fight of a huge pay-per-view card, and it looks like it's another day in the park. Islam now in mount. You don't see a lot of guys in modern MMA. You don't see a lot of guys going from mount in like the last 5-6 years, just because it's so hard to keep your not only your posture but the position. Guys are so good at getting out of mount now, so good that most people don't even go for it. But people that are as high as level on the ground as a Islam or as a Khabib, unafraid, unworried. If you get out of the mount, cool. I know you're not going to get out of this position fully, which is what you see a lot now. Mount is really a guy sitting on your torso, pretty much, or your chest, depending on where they're at with it. And back in the day, it was like the most dominating position you could ever imagine. Like, oh my God, he's sitting on top of my chest. What am I going to do? Sounds crazy, but that is exactly what it was. Now, guys are so good at rolling, pushing their hips up to create some space, scrambling. Everybody's just so good now that it's almost impossible at this level to hold mount. But again, that just shows how good and how much better than other people at grappling these guys are, the Islams, the Khabibs, etc. And Islam is just all over him, man. He is smothering Drew Dober. Switches to the arm bar. That was quick. And Drew Dober, great defense. Oh! But Islam still has his arm. Islam wants to get that right leg across the face of Drew Dober. See, he didn't have that. He didn't have that, so Drew Dober is able to just move his head and get around. You see him trying to do it now. He still has that arm. Drew Dober, fantastic. Winds up on top in full guard. Drew Dober lost that round, but that is a moral victory right there of Islam switching to that arm bar super quick. That was fast as hell. Like, goddamn, that transition was impressive. But Drew Dober, we're talking about composure. Drew Dober keeps his composure and is able to work his way out there just by being smart, being calm, etc., etc., etc. Islam did fuck up, though. He didn't pad that right leg across the face of Drew Dober. So Drew Dober was able to stay with his arm and get his elbow out from danger. Islam wants that elbow. How can I say this? So Islam's knees are right here. He wants that elbow through it. Drew Dober was able to get the elbow out and stay with it because Islam didn't control his head. He was able to get out. Now, look, we're watching the replay right now. So first he has it. First he had that right leg across the face of Drew Dober. Then when they rolled, Drew Dober wound up on the other side of the leg. So Islam is stretching it right now, but Drew Dober is able to work his way around the leg because the leg isn't across his face, bringing him down and pushing him down towards the mat or away from his arm. A good armbar attack, nonetheless. But that was a bit of an error for Islam, and it did lose him the position. Drew Dober coming right at him. No matter what you say about Drew Dober, he has fight in him, man. He's not afraid of Islam at all. Islam, again, the single leg. He has it deep, and he's about to go for the trip again. Not able to do it. There we go. Drew Dober, great takedown defense. What he needs to do now is fight for the underhook, though. He has the wizard, which usually is good enough, see? as I'm talking about it. So when you're going, when you have an underhook on somebody, right? Your arm is underneath their arm. Someone will put their arm over your underhook, and it's called a wizard, right? It's good for posturing, especially if you get an underhook on one side and a wizard on the other, so that you don't give someone double underhooks, so you're both kind of just in a 50-50 position. If you guys are following me, I know it's hard for one guy to show you on a couch behind a microphone, but you get it. A wizard is usually good enough, on one side as you're working and digging for the underhook against most guys, but against an Islam or a Khabib or someone of that ilk, you don't want to even give them that one underhook. You want to instantly fight and get every single underhook the fuck off of you. He goes for that underhook, you don't go and grasp it in place. You fight and you pummel in there to get it off you. He did it, so Islam pushed him against the fence and was able, just with one underhook, to trip him and get him off balance, and boom, Drew Dober's on his ass against it, on the mat. He's now has his back against the cage trying to work his way up. But just like Khabib does, Islam's not only using his hands, has his hands grasped behind the legs, but he's also using his own legs to try to isolate the legs of Drew Dober and tie him up. He's not as good at it as Khabib. Khabib does this thing, guys. Go ahead and look at his fight against Daniel Poirier. That's the last fight I can remember him doing it, where he gets you against the cage just like Islam has Drew Dober, and the way he steps over your feet, he then pulls his feet together in like a triangle, and it crosses your legs like that. Islam, as I'm talking about it, just did that. Drew Dober's legs are now crossed, making it very hard for him to get up. But Khabib does it so flawless and so fast, it's just kind of another level. But you could tell these guys have such similar styles. Islam definitely not up, as good, at least on the MMA side of it, in the grappling as Khabib. But, when you're talking about maybe the greatest, like, it's okay to not be as good as him. If you're even in the conversation, you're as good enough to beat most guys on most nights. Islam needs to stay busy, though. He can't just sit here. Especially the way the judges are, you never know. You have to keep working. There we go. Makachev throwing some strikes from the top position. Islam not even worried about trying to advance positions. In my opinion, he should be trying to get out of this full guard just to land some more damage, but he's okay with just staying busy and winning the round. I'm not mad at it. But like we're talking about, he has a lot of opportunity tonight with an impressive showing. In a card that started out with 4 for 4 finishes, you got to figure out a way to stand out. You're on the main card. You're one of the names that people are talking about. Obviously not most casuals know who Islam Makhachev is, but the hardcores do. Dana White does, and you're walking out with Khabib, one of the most famous UFC fighters in the world. Quite frankly, you should be wanting, as that hungry young fighter, as the next man up in your gym. You should be coming out here like a bat out of hell and trying to just put it all on the line. Again, easier said than done. This is smart, get a win, etc., etc. But there's a lot of opportunity to be had if you're at least working to advance position and working to maul him. Khabib doesn't sit there and stay in full guard if he's not doing damage there. Look at that. Time that single leg perfect. And he got so deep on it, it's ridiculous. DC doing some fantastic breakdown. of that takedown. I did see the trip. I didn't even factor in that pseudo crossface, as DC called it, clubbing the forearm against the head. And look, guys, here's what I'm talking about. He has the wizard. Drew Dober does. Allowed the underhook. And it only took, one quick flick of the leg to the left to get Drew Dober down. Like, you don't want to play that game with Islam. If he goes for the underhook, you instantly got to pummel, and you got to get him away from you. You got to stay away from this guy. Drew Dober again, the aggressor, coming out. Oh, nice knee to the body from Islam. Double underhooks now for Islam. Drew Dober. Islam had double underhooks. So I said Drew Dober doesn't want to allow Islam to have one underhook. He allowed Islam to not only get two, but instead of fighting to get position, he just had double overhooks and allowed it. Makes no sense to me. Makes absolutely no sense to me. Why the fuck would you allow that? You're down. You've been getting taken down every single round. You can't just allow this guy to have double underhooks and not fight for it, man. Drew Dober trying to work the Kimura. Doesn't have it. Needs to pull that arm out and away from Islam. Islam not having it, though. Islam just advancing position. Drew Dober not giving up on that arm as Islam just gets it out. Did he just hit him with the Von Flute? As Joe just says, wow. What? Guys, I didn't even see that he was going for a submission. I'm pretty sure he hit him with the Von Flute. A.K.A. Devon Prue. OSP being the only person in the UFC to have multiple Von Flue choke finishes. Khabib obviously very happy for Islam. I'm quiet right now, guys, because I'm waiting to hear. I'm waiting to see exactly when and how Islam set that submission up. That was impressive. I swear, I get one dislike every time. I don't know what I do to you guys. Wow. Yeah, usually to set up Devon Flu is when someone overcommits to the guillotine, and you're able to get your shoulder right there on the throat of them. And usually the guys don't even recognize they're in it until it's too late because they're going for the guillotine, and then next thing they know, they're being submitted. But I don't know what the hell to say about that submission, guys. I'm gonna need to see it again. They're calling it a win by arm triangle. It did look like he was trying to set the arm triangle up. But I really need to see that replay again. Looked a little different to me, because the arm triangle, you're using your arms to cut off that blood flow to the neck. It's a blood choke, and this more so looked like he was pressing his shoulder into the throat, more of an air choke. But who am I other than a guy with a mic and a camera, That's a good showing for Islam, though. It's not a statement win, but he finished a guy that he should have beat on the main card. Kept his composure, was never in danger, didn't take any damage. Can't be mad at it. Can't be mad at it. Look, Drew Dober is getting bear hugged literally and just goes like this over top of the bear hug, not trying to work inside of it. Yeah, I guess that's an arm triangle. He did have the position of it, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll turn it up real quick, guys, so we can listen to what Islam has to say, and then we're going to dig into this next fight, first title fight of three. Joe asking how the time off has treated him. Pretty much said COVID, made it so that he couldn't fight for a while. Not catching COVID, but just everything that's going on. Islam talks about being on a 7-fight win streak. He said he deserves a top 5 opponent. I don't agree, simply because his division is so tough, so stacked. But top 5, you know, he's number 15. You can kind of tell when a UFC is told to put a guy over, though. Joe Rogan saying that this guy deserves someone at the top of the division. I'm not saying he doesn't by skill, but beating Drew Dober doesn't prove to me that you've earned to jump over the other 13 guys that are ahead of you in the division. Guys, before we jump into this next title fight, just want to jump into, want to check out the lightweight rankings. Because Joe Rogan's talking a whole bunch of stuff. Joe Rogan's the man, by the way. Nothing against Joe Rogan. But he's talking about Islam deserving a top 15. A top guy. Which Islam said top 5, but of course Islam's going to say that. Joe Rogan presumably agreeing with him, though, which is surprising. So you guys tell me, man. You got Dustin Poirier, who's probably going to fight Conor McGregor, who's number 6. Yikes. Conor McGregor's number 6. Didn't realize that. Justin Gaethje at number 2. Justin Gaethje's not taking the Islam Makhachev fight. Come on. Charles Oliveira, he wanted to fight Nate Diaz. You think he's going to fight Islam Makhachev? Michael Chandler. Go ahead and watch any Michael Chandler interview. Since coming to the UFC, he's not fighting Islam Makhachev next. Tony Ferguson. You think Tony Ferguson's signing a contract with Islam Makhachev's name next to it? Come on. Watch any Tony interview and let me know if you think Tony Ferguson is going to fight Islam Makhachev next, right? And then you got Conor McGregor, which again is fighting Dustin Poirier. From what they're saying, of course, it's not official, but it sounds like Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor either in May or July for their trilogy that nobody asked for. Then you have Rafael Dos Anjos. Maybe. He seems like a guy that would take, that type of risk. Dan Hooker, I'm not even sure if he's retired or not, so I'm going to leave him alone. Dariush is asking for guys ahead of him. Dariush isn't taking. He's been around enough. A while. He's been around a nice amount of time, and has made a lot of statements recently with his performances. He's not taking a fight against Islam Makhachev. Paul Felder, I don't know why he's still in the rankings. He said he's retired as well. Kevin Lee is still out with injury, so doubt it. Diego Ferreira, that's a nice fight. Ali Quinta, that's a nice fight. But come on, Islam. I really don't see Islam getting anybody in the top 6 just because of the names that are in there, the guys, their personalities, and what they're asking for and what they've already turned down. Again, Dustin Poirier's turned down everybody other than Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz. Justin Gaethje said he wants a top guy. Charles Oliveira said he wants a title fight. Michael Chandler said he wants a top guy or a title fight. Tony Ferguson is Tony Ferguson. He fights who the fuck he wants to when he feels like it. And it does not seem that he is going to feel like fighting Khabib's little brother. Thumbs be the brakes. So, yeah, man. Chill the fuck out. Give Islam a top 7 to 13 guy. Let him show it again and see how he does. But good win for Islam Makhachev. Not to just take 5 minutes shitting on Islam's call-outs. But, yeah, him and Joe talking about he deserves a top 5 guy. It just doesn't make any sense at all. Guys, we are live for UFC 259, Israel Adesanya versus Jan Blachowicz, and I am fucking excited for every one of these 3 UFC title fights. The first of 3 title fights is Petr Yan versus Aljamain Aljo Sterling, and man, oh man, oh man, do both of these motherfuckers deserve to be in the octagon facing each other for this title. Of course, Petr Yan earned the title against Aldo. He looked like it was a little sketch first, man. And if you guys go watch that Aldo fight, which I just watched that shit yesterday, Aldo versus Petr Yan, Aldo looked damn good for someone who many people call an aging, legend. He's only 32, 33, et cetera, et cetera. But Aldo really did look good. He had a lot of success, man. A lot of success in that fight. He put Petr Yan in danger. Petr Yan had no quit in him, no zero bitch in Petr Yan. To be blunt, he kept coming forward. He kept putting himself in the right positions. And once the gas tank of Aldo started to just empty a little bit, Petr Yan just smelled blood and attacked, man, because he is from fucking nothing and he is fighting to keep everything. And he showed it, every bit of it, in that fight against Aldo. So he is a dog. He is an animal. He is that guy. But Aldo has so many fucking tools in that toolbox that I do think he is going to be the one to shine in this fight. Did you see what he did to Corey Sandhagen? Corey Sandhagen was one of the best fighters. Not even just talking about 135. One of the best fighters. When we're talking about skill for skill, one of the best fighters Corey Sandhagen is in the world. If you don't believe me, go watch the fucking tape again, brother. He is fucking fantastic, and Aljo made him look silly. Of course, matchups make fights. That wasn't the best matchup for Sandhagen, in my opinion. I said it before the fight. But a lot of motherfuckers that get paid to do this, I'm talking about your Joe Rogans, I'm talking about your Chael Sonens, I'm talking about your Brendan Schaubs, I'm talking about your Ariel Helwanis, I'm talking about your Luke Thomases, had Corey Sandhagen as the favorite in that fight. And you see what the fuck Aljo did. He said, cool story, bro. Hold my fucking beer. Aljo didn't even need to get him down to take his back. He just got in the right position. Boom. Backpacked him. Just put all his weight on him. Feet off the ground. Had the body triangle. And just stayed on the back of Corey Sandhagen and worked him to the ground. Worked that choke. At first it wasn't underneath the chin. So just cranked it on the face. And didn't gas out his arms because that's how much of a phenomenal shape Aljo is. Hard squeeze. The face of Corey Sandhagen purple at that point, with his face is getting crushed. Corey Sandhagen kept his composure, but was not able to get out of that body triangle. Eventually, Aldo was able to use some ground and pound, and wham, got the arm underneath the chin of Corey Sandhagen, put the squeeze on, and you can hear Joe Rogan say he is going to tap or go to sleep. And Corey Sandhagen did both. Tapped. By the time the ref got Aljo off of Corey Sandhagen, Corey was nap time. Do you understand what I'm saying to you guys? The grappling of Petr Yan is respectable. The striking is good. The footwork is calculated. I'm talking about your champion, Petr Yan. But Aljo, the Funk Master Sterling, just has something about him. His strikes come at different angles. They don't make any sense. They are not the straightest, most crisp striking. Sometimes it fucking makes me pull my hair out watching Aldo use some of the angles that he does. But he has a size advantage almost just about every single fighter in this weight class, other than maybe Corey Sandhagen, and you saw what he did to him, right? He's bigger than these guys, so he's able to get away a little bit. You saw a really hard, powerful, quick striker like Marlon Moraes made him pay for some of that funkiness, right, with that head kick. But Petr Yan doesn't have the power of Marlon Moraes. I'm not saying Marlon Moraes would beat Petr Yan. I don't think so at all. Styles make fights, right? Petr Yan doesn't have that one-punch type knockout power, especially in the guy the size and experience and durability and heart of Aljo. So with that being said, Aljo has the longer frame. He has that funky style. He's using those kicks. I said in the beginning, as you guys have been with me since earlier tonight, he has those kicks that he's been using more and more over the years to create distance and manage the range. And his grappling is just way better than Petr Yan. I don't think Petr Yan has fought anybody as good as Aljo. And I don't think Petr Yan has fought anybody as good as who Aljo has fought. I think Aljo has had, I don't even think it's kind of an argument for the type of competition each of these guys have had. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to go ahead and look at Petr Yan's last few fights and get these stats ready for you guys. Because if this isn't your first time here, I get excited, baby. I forget to do my job, shit happens. I'm here to watch fights like y'all are. I'll tell you what, though, what is fucking annoying? There we go. New way to solve shit, just keep clicking it. It works for me. And this is damn near a pick on Petr Yan, a minus 130 favorite, Sterling a plus 110 underdog. And I do think this should be a pick'em as far as the stats are concerned. But I really, 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 really do think Aljo is just the more proven, the more accomplished, the more well-rounded, and the better fighter. Really, I just think he's the better fighter. I'm going to try to get into Petr Yan's record before he comes out, but UFC.com is giving me some problems. It might be because I'm out here streaming, pay-per-viewing, and linking all at the same damn time, but it should be working for me as I'm watching Petr Yan come out looking like a champ, looking confident, looking ready. That's what you want to see from your champion. All right, we're going to dive in to Petr Yan's last few fights. Again, Jose Aldo was able to knock him out, get a KO victory in the fifth round. Really what it was is that Aldo eventually gassed out, didn't have anything left, and just balled up and took some punches. Took a lot of punches, to be fair. Before that, he beat an aging Uriah Faber in 2019. He beat Jimmy Rivera via decision. Jimmy Rivera just lost to Munoz last week. So he's one of those mid-level, 135ers, definitely skilled, but not a world beater. John Dotson able to land 2 takedowns during that fight, I believe, though. Not able to really hold him down, but he was pretty successful with those early. And then, guys, I could go into his wins in 2018, but you'd say, who the fuck is that guy when we're talking about his opponents? So the only name of note that Petr Yan has, only big scalp that he has on his record is Jose Aldo, and maybe Jimmy Rivera, if you look at him as an impressive scalp to have on your record, which, is decent. It's definitely one of those guys you got to beat to show that you're about it. No disrespect to Jimmy Rivera. He's skilled. But in 10 years, no one's going to remember who Jimmy Rivera was. I'm just being honest with you guys. And now we're going to look at Aljo's record. Corey Sandhagen, again, he ripped through him in 90 seconds. I'm sorry, 88 seconds. Beat Pedro Munoz. Also beat Jimmy Rivera. Beat Cody Stamann. Cody Stamann, that's a good victory. That aged well. Cody Stamann, a beast. Beat Brett Johns. Beat Renan Barão. Beat Augusto Mendez. He does have that loss to Marlon Moraes and a loss to Brian Caraway. But shit happens at this level. I just say that to say, guys, like, I don't think Petr Yan deserved that title fight against Aldo. When we're talking about body of work, Petr Yan is probably like the fifth out of the top 5 as far as resume. I'm not talking about skill. I'm not saying he's the 5th best, 135er in the world. But when we're talking about resume, there's so many guys that deserve that. Not so many. There's several guys that deserve that. Corey Sandhagen deserved a title shot more than he did. Aldo deserved a title fight more than he did. And instead, those guys got matched up against each other. Two killers, killer versus killer. While Petr Yan got a Jose Aldo who's coming off a loss. It just didn't make any sense. I think he was kind of handed a favor. Maybe just because, Dana White and company, UFC, wants to have more of a foothold in Russia. I think that had something to do with it. It is what it is, just telling the truth. If Petr Yan wins, I'll shut the fuck up. I'll eat my words and say, hey, he was that good. It didn't matter who he beat or didn't face or et cetera, et cetera. But until I see it, Aljo is the best fighter that Petr Yan's ever fought. I don't know if Petr Yan's the best fighter Aljo's has ever fought. So that tells you about what I'm trying to get at here, guys. They do touch gloves. It's going to be close. I'm putting money on it. Good luck, brother. Good luck. Good luck. It very well may be close. It very well may be. Both guys, as Anik just mentioned, look stone cold ready. Aljo immediately takes the middle of the octagon. Lands a nice kick to the body. Just misses that leg kick. But you see he is not afraid to be aggressive with Petr Yan, which is smart. All over him. Even though he's the longer fighter, right now he is the aggressor. Of course, Aljo wants this to go to the ground if he can get it there. But he's not, I'm assuming, fearful of Petr Yan's power. So don't look for him to rush it. Nice kicks, as I said. The way he uses those kicks for range, he's already bigger than most of these guys. But he's getting so good at using those kicks to keep people out, to give him something to think about. And we're talking about that funky style. Look at that. He just started. Oh, nice knee. He started that fight, that combo in orthodox, ended it in southpaw, and then switched back. He is switching back and forth from stances effortlessly. Look at that. He started that combo in southpaw and ended in orthodox. This is really hard to read. Really hard to read. Oh, nice kick to the body from Petr Yan. Petr Yan definitely looks to be waiting to counter. As Aldo is just pouring it on him, man. They're not all landing, but look, he ended that one combo with a leg kick. He is all over Petr Yan. Petr Yan catches the kick. Oh, takes Aljo down. Will he go into the guard of Aljo? Very curious what Petr Yan's going to do now. Chooses not to do it, not to follow Aljo to the ground. Probably smarter. And Aljo right back at it, all over him, pressuring him into the cage. Flying knee! And that lands. He tries to go for a single leg. Petr Yan gets right the hell out of there. And now both men are in the center of the octagon. Nice jab for Petr Yan. That was clean. That was fast. Aljo going for the double leg. Got it. Got it. And is now at half guard. Almost. Ooh. No. He's in full guard. Oh. Landed a couple nice shots and then allowed Petr Yan to get up. Petr Yan now trying to get to the back of Aljo. But the thing is, Petr was able to mix in some grappling and tire Aldo out. That's not happening with Aljo. Not only is Aljo's gas tank fantastic, but this is what he does, man. He trains at Matt Serra BJJ. You're not going to tire him out from MMA grappling. Oh, right hand lands and drops Aljo. Aljo tries to throw a spinning back elbow. Petr Yan definitely clearly waiting for those counter shots and landed a very good one. Another right hand from Petr Yan. Oh, and a leg kick. Puts Aljo right back on the mat. Aljo right back at it. Does not look discouraged at all. A very creative takedown from Aljo. He scissored the legs of Petr Yan. And still has Petr Yan in danger. Petr Yan now in side control, though. But Petr Yan still has to be careful. He can't just go on top and think it's safe. Aljamain just so good on the ground. Nice body kick from Petr Yan. Petr Yan not landing much this round. You see it's 11-33 when we're talking about strikes in the favor of Aljo. But the shots he has landed have been good shots, have been powerful. As he slams Aljo on his head. And now has Aljo's back, but he needs to be careful. Aljo could easily end up on top right here. Yep, Aljo now working the single. Now on top. Petr Yan trying to control the head of Aljo to not allow him to fully finish and end up on top. Good defense from Petr Yan as he gets up. Eats another knee, though. Aljo tried to work that spinning elbow again. What a round. What a round. What a round. What a great start to the first of 3 title fights. Again, we are here live for UFC 259, baby. And we are in the first of 3 title fights. Aljamain Sterling versus Petr Yan. I do give that round to Aljo. Look at the strike differential. 35-11. Significant strikes 27-11. Come the fuck on. 2 takedowns to 1 already. Both guys trying to mix in the takedown, but neither had a bunch of control on the ground. So I do think this round is largely going to be judged on the striking. You see the highlight right there. Petr Yan did land a very nice right hand, dropped Aljo, but the volume is just so heavily 3-1 pretty much. Well, more than 3-1 in favor in Aljo's direction. So I have to get that round to Aljo. If I'm crazy and that one punch won that round for Petr Yan, let me know. And here we go, round 2. Aljo versus Yan. After this fight, I need to refill on coffee and other beverage. Nice body kick from Aljo, but he loses balance. Petr Yan still very... Oh! Petr Yan just trying to do an axe kick into the sternum of Aljo while he's on the ground, but misses. Petr Yan really does not want to go into the guard of Aljo, though. He is staying just close enough, though, if Aljo tries to get up, that he's in the position to land a nice strike. That's Herb Dean looking to see if he needs to intervene. There he goes. I'm sorry, not Herb Dean. Nice body shots and combination. Ends with a kick to the body for Aljo. Going for the single leg. Petr Yan defending. Aljo has tripped like 4 times this match. Going for the double leg. He's deep in there too. But he needs to get his knees off the mat. You cannot finish that double leg with your knees on the ground. Aljo still working that double leg, switching to a single. As DC was just saying, though, he needs to not force it, though, man. You don't want to gas. It's a 5-round fight against a very durable Petr Yan. Oh, almost gets Petr Yan down and tried to take the bag of Petr Yan, but Petr was able to spin out and get away. Aljo's still coming forward all over him, mixing it up, and then level changes. Really keeping Petr Yan thinking. Make sure Petr Yan knows he can't just wait for a couple shots to come in and wind up with power because he's mixing up the takedowns right with those combinations. Do 4 or 5 strikes and then boom, right for the takedown. Beautiful. Working that single leg again. Petr Yan showing great balance right now. I just got to do something, though. If you're not able to finish a single leg, disengage. You still got him against the fence, throw some strikes. But this round is a lot closer than the first one. You never know how these judges are going to score a round like this, or how they look at you control. Oh, nice knee for Petr Yan. Aljo able to pull him against the cage, but cannot kick that other leg out. Fantastic balance from Petr Yan. Aljo just, as soon as they broke up, was right back on him. Petr tried to wind up to do some nice strikes. Petr getting a little bit more aggressive. Nice kick to the body from Aljo. All over him. Nice knee from Aljo. Lead elbow. He keeps trying to set up that spinning elbow as well. Tried to, boom, level changed. Got sloppy, though. Aljo did. And now Petr has his back. 14 seconds left, though. In a close round, everything counts. Nice right hand from Petr. Good second round, a lot closer. Man, I would hate to be a judge trying to score this fight. Petr, though, landing 25 strikes that round. Remember, he was at 11. He's now at 37. Aljo landing 20 himself. But, maybe with the takedown, Petr Yan took that around. For argument's sake, I'm going to say I believe it's 1-1 right now. But a very, very close fight. See if I can find one more link for you guys. See what I can do. See what I can do. See what I can do. Here we go. Round 3. Aljamain Sterling versus Jan Blachowicz, UFC 259. Of course, this being the first of 3 title fights. Petr Yan versus Aljamain, the Funk Master Sterling. 1-1, very close. Aljo all over Petr Yan once again. The output has not slowed down at all. Oh, a nice body shot from Petr Yan. Petr is throwing some powerful shots. You got to wonder if the pace that Sterling has had for those first 2 rounds has tired him out. Unintentional low blow from Aljo. Wasn't that bad. Petr Yan's right there. Ready? Nice head movement from Aljo. That jab's landing decently, man, for Aljo. Body kick from Yan. Oh, Petr being aggressive, coming forward. Oh, nice right hand for Petr Yan. Over the top. Aljo working the body. Petr Yan just with the high guard covering up, and Aljo just trying to really fit punches in wherever he can, which I think is why he's attacking the body so hard. Oh, that takedown from Petr Yan. Very, very similar to the takedown I mentioned earlier that Petr got on Aldo. Just kicking the leg out. Oh, nice right hand for Petr Yan over the top again. Aljo needs to keep his hands up, man. His hands are a little bit low, and he's eating some shots over the top for it. As Petr Yan just misses the head kick. Aljo really trying to force this takedown, man. Wonder if he's uncomfortable now in the stand-up. Or if one of those shots hurt more than he was letting on. Petr Yan's takedown defense is lights out. What just happened? Aljo keeps tripping. And Petr Yan got that trip again. The same exact trip. I really wonder how fatigued Aljamain Sterling is after that pace he kept for those first 2 rounds and all those failed takedowns. Petr now letting Aljo up. Again, he does not want any bit of Aljo's guard. Head kick from Aljo, but it came so damn slow. And he again is trying to force a takedown, not setting it up with strike. I don't know what's going on, guys. It's starting to frustrate me. He looked great the first round and a half, and he is just slowing down and making mistakes. Meanwhile, Petr Yan hasn't expended much energy. Still looks fresh. Barely breathing hard. And look at that, 27 significant strikes this round for Petr Yan. More than what he had the first 2 rounds put together. Nice leg kick from Petr Yan. But the momentum is shifting towards the champion. As he almost takes Aljo down again, he does. Ends up on top. That is not good for Aljamain Sterling. I don't know what he needs, but he needs to get it in this next 60 seconds in between these rounds. Because if he looks like this next round, he very well could be finished. We talked about it earlier. Petr Yan, when he smells blood, man, he comes straight for it. Look at that takedown. Beautiful. Longo telling Aljo that he has 10 minutes left, not to get lazy. Easier said than done. I do have it 2-1. Petr Yan. Again, I had called Aljo for a third round finish. Obviously, that did not happen. Round 4, Petr Yan versus Aljamain Sterling. Nice kicks from Aljo to start the round. And Petr Yan just got to take down again. If you would have told me Petr Yan would be the one leading in takedowns this fight, man, I would have bet you $100. I would have bet you $100 that that was a goddamn lie. This is unbelievable. Oh, nice knee to the body for Petr Yan. Oh, Petr Yan with the left to the body and right overhand. Beautiful. As Sterling's trying to work the combo to the body. Aljo's moving weird, man, like his legs hurt. As he eats another leg kick. It could just be fatigue, but I don't know. Looks like his leg might be compromised. Those combos to the body are beautiful from Aljamain Sterling. He needs to stop going for these takedowns where he's just putting his head down and charging. He's going to wind up eating something really bad for it. Nice left cross from Petr Yan. Oh, and a right check hook. Petr Yan is just waiting for Aljo to look like he's going to commit to something, and wham, hitting him with something hard to stop his momentum. It's beautiful. Petr Yan trying to go for a spinning elbow, misses. Very close round thus far. But Petr Yan is landing the more powerful shots. Aljo's just moving so slow right now. Just ate a kick to the body. Aljamain Sterling did. Aljo looks dead tired, man. Dead tired. He's still coming forward. Shows you how much heart he has. But there's no more snap in his striking at all. Meanwhile, Petr Yan looks fresh. Nice straight left for Petr Yan. Almost gets that same takedown again. Kick to the body for Aljo. Oh, that right hand from Petr Yan. Another straight left for Petr. Knees him in his eye. Petr Yan does. And then he just goes for another takedown without setting it up. Jeez. Nice knee from the champion, followed by a 1-2 combination. Starting to turn it up and pour it on Aljamain Sterling. Aljo shook his head at something, not sure at what, as he lands a head kick of his own. Oh! As Petr Yan throws an illegal knee. The ref just said downed opponent, and he just kneed him straight in his forehead. What the fuck? You gotta be smarter than that. That is so goddamn dangerous. I don't want Aljo to continue. Guys, I would hate to see this fight end in disqualification, but I mean these are, you know, fucking people out here with family and shit. I don't want to see Aljamain Sterling, after getting kneed in his forehead like that, to continue. Aljo can barely get up. They need to call this fight now. Don't leave it up to him. The ref needs to call this fight. Aljo needs to not continue this fight. He's starting to get emotional. Which, you know, he's tough as nails. Both these guys are, to get as far as they are. He doesn't want to win this way, but he can't get up. Aljamain can't get up. Call this fight off. Oh, yeah. He can't get up. Call the fight. What are they doing? Why isn't the ref calling this fight? Why are you asking Aljamain Sterling? He's knocked out. They need to call this fight. This is pissing me off, guys. You can't make... He's trying to force Aljo to quit. But you're the referee. You need to protect him from himself. Call the fight. There it is. There it is. Fight's over. Fight's over. Wow. I didn't even think that about the whole Aljo becoming champion like this. Of course, he doesn't want to become champion like this. He was, you know, presumably losing. But that's Petr Yan's fault. Maybe it's, you know, the language barrier. You know, I would love to hear from him after this fight. Maybe he just didn't understand what the ref said, but the ref told Petr Yan that Aljo was a downed opponent. He told him that. And Petr Yan threw that knee. Justin Gaethje, you know, making a good point. They should never be on the fighter, plain and simple. With a shot like that, it's over. Doc does his job, walks in, and it's over. I agree. I agree with Justin Gaethje. They shouldn't have been asking Aljo. Like, he's on fucking international TV right now on pay-per-view. Like, in front of his family, friends, coaches, etc. He's out of it, man. He's really fucked up by that knee. And you're asking him if he wants to continue fighting. Like, don't ask that man if he wants to continue fighting. Of course he fucking wants to. Save him from himself, ref. Look at that. Oh my God, that knee. And Petr Yan knew it was illegal once he landed it. Like, look, he didn't even chase. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he even chased. As they're replaying it, I mean, yeah, I'm not calling Petr Yan a cheater, guys, but that was an intentional foul, 100%. And he knew it. He knew it as soon as he landed. Of course, you know, Petr Yan was winning that fight. He's not scared. He wasn't looking for a way out, etc., etc. But that was fucking illegal. You can't throw that knee. Aljo's not okay. Aljo's not okay. Of course he's upset. And Petr Yan has his hand up. I don't understand. Here we go, guys. We're reading off the decision. And Aljo's a champion. Aljo's confused. Aljo's confused. Dana White's like, no, put your hand up. I'm gonna put this belt around you. Dana White's like, what do you want me to do? Like, you're the champion. Take this belt. I mean, he took the belt off. He left it in the ring. Aljo's distraught, man. This is it's hard to watch. It's not his fault though, man. It looked like he was on his way to losing that fight. It was swinging towards Petr Yan, but at the end of the day, Aljamain Sterling was doing everything he could to win, only to get hit by a legal blow. Fuck yeah, Aljo literally can't get out of the ring, and they were asking him if he wanted to continue. Yeah, Joe Rogan's talking. He's saying, even if you do a rematch, it's going to be a while. Yeah, Aljo should be on suspension for 6 months. Not an actual suspension, but he should be on the bench for 6 months. He just took a vicious knee that he wasn't expecting. You know, um, I'm gonna turn the volume up, guys, so we can listen to what Aljo has to say as I go refill my coffee and another shot. I'll be right back, baby. My bad, guys. I needed some coffee. I needed a little bit of liquor. I'm recharged, and we back. We back. Good to hear from Aljo that he's at least coherent, that he remembers what happened. Joe Rogan said something interesting in that Petr Yan asked his corner if he could kick him now, and for some fucking reason, his corner said yes. I can't wait to hear more from Petr Yan and his corner for the next few days. Definitely going to be the talk of the next week in MMA. What happened here tonight and why. I just don't understand. I don't think Petr Yan did it on purpose. From what Joe Rogan says, he even wasn't sure to be fair on these guys, the rules for grounded fighters changes depending on where you're at. But nowhere is it okay to knee somebody whose knee is fully on the fucking ground. Petr Yan wasn't sure, so he asked his corner, said, "Hey, can I hit him now?" And they said, yeah. There has been some miscommunication there or something, man, because that was such a bad shot. Man. Crazy. Fucking insane what just happened. As we get to the co-main event, the second of 3 title fights tonight, Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson. Of course, now the stats want to fuck up on me. Guys, usually when it's a fight like this, I say let's dig into the recent history of both fighters. But let's be real. Amanda Nunes has proven herself time and time again to be one of the best, if not the best in my opinion, women's champion in the UFC. She's dominated 2 weight classes. She's dominated the last era, the Miesha Tates, the Holly Holmes, the Ronda Rouseys. She's cleared out this era, the Shevchenkos, the Cyborgs, etc. It's been a long time since we've seen Amanda Nunes in any type of danger. Now, she is fighting a young lady in Megan Anderson who is 6 foot tall, who is huge, definitely the biggest woman that Amanda Nunes has ever fought, but nowhere near the most talented. I mean, those names I just rung off to you. Can you picture Megan Anderson beating all them, even with size advantage? Can you picture that? I think Cyborg would destroy Megan Anderson. Holly Holm did beat Megan Anderson. It's 2 different levels here. We're only seeing Megan Anderson in this position because Megan Anderson is a true 145er, and there's like 4 of those on the roster. 3 of those on the roster, and one of them's Amanda Nunes. Matter of fact, she's a bantamweight. There's 2 legit 145ers on this whole damn roster, and that's Felicia Spencer, who's already lost the title fight, and Megan Anderson. So she's next up. It's been 4-5 years since 145 has been part of the UFC, and still not a top 15, not a top 10, not a top 5. You, all of you, cannot name 5 145-pounders in the UFC right now. Don't lie. And no, Holly Holm does not count. She's a bantamweight that moved up. You cannot name 5 actual 145-pounders on the UFC roster. You just can't. I know you can, because I can't. And I do this shit. I can't. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to go into the records. I'm not going to act like there's a bunch of breakdown that needs to be done. I think Amanda Nunes was like a fucking 1,300 favorite when I checked this week. I think the best odds I saw, the shortest odds I saw was her as like a plus 700. That tells you all you need to know. It's big bank versus little bank. You know what I mean? I will say the tats on Megan Anderson, impressive. I like it. I like it a lot. But, yeah, man, when we're talking about skill for skill, Amanda Nunes is about to whoop Megan Anderson's ass. Bet the house on it. If you got a house, I don't know your setup. You know what I mean? Whatever you have, whatever, all of it, bet it on Amanda Nunes, all right? I got you. In small print, though, before my link, it specifically says, if you lose all your shit, any of it, a little bit or a lot of it, it's on you. I have nothing to do with that. It's in the small print. Check that out. Are you having fun? I mean, this has been a weird fucking night, has it not? For Thiago Santos versus Ratchik to be a man-ass patty cake match. And then for Islam Makhachev to, slow and steady, but got the finish, got me up. I was like, okay, here we go. Then the title fight, it looked exciting. It looked like it was about to be a bunch to end on an intentional illegal blow. I mean, what a weird fucking night for a card that shot off like a rocket. This card could not have started any better. What was it, 4 for 4, 5 for 5 finishes or some shit like that? With a bunch of good fights in between and after? Weird ass card, man. I don't know how I feel. A little up, little down. Weird as fuck. I'll tell you that. Look at that. Amanda closed at, I said plus. Wow. Minus 910. Ridiculous. When's the last time you seen them odds? Damn, it said 9th title fight for Nunes. As she is the only, put some respect on her name. That's respect with a CK on the end. Fuck the T. Only fighter in UFC history to defend both belts simultaneously. And that's real. Maybe not the best at picking walkout music, but whatever. That's cool. She getting her Adele on. Full disclosure, I could not pick an Adele song out of a lineup, so I have no idea what artist this song is from. Amanda looks about it. Look at her. As her wife / baby mom walks behind her. Along with her longtime coach. I don't know about y'all, but Amanda Nunes in a hoodie with that serious ass face on. If it was me, her in a room with a sandwich, I'd go hungry. And she'd have 2 sandwiches. If you're wondering where the second one came from, it's that she whipped my ass. She ate the sandwich that was in the room. And then she told me she whipped my ass again if I didn't fix her another sandwich because she was still hungry from whipping my ass. Just to clarify the 1 sandwich and now 2 sandwiches. Hey guys, did I tell you we are live for UFC 259, Israel Adesanya versus Jan Blachowicz, and we are in the second of 3, yes, count them 1, 2, 3 of them, title fights. Of course, this is the co-main event, Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson. Definitely the longest odds of any of the matchups. The size difference was crazy to see in the standoff earlier this week. Honestly, yesterday. The face-off, I should say. But I don't think that size is enough to matter against somebody like Amanda Nunes. You can't just be bigger than Amanda and that give you any type of prayer to win. I really don't know how else to call it, guys. I can't sit here and be like, oh, the tools, the path to Amanda winning is doing this, and if Megan wants a chance to win, she has to do that. I can't even kind of picture or verbalize for you guys any chance that Megan Anderson has. If you want to say everybody has a puncher's chance, cool beans. That sounds nice. But Amanda's the GOAT. Megan's decent. That's where I'm at with it. The 4-inch height advantage and also a 3-inch reach advantage for Megan Anderson. 6 foot, humongous for a woman fighter. Humongous. Amanda looks so relaxed, so ready. Megan doesn't look nervous. She looks happy to be here. I am curious of how much respect Megan Anderson's going to show Amanda, in the sense of, will she be timid? Will she wait? Will she try to be calm? Or will she just say, fuck it, I shouldn't be here anyway, I'm going to just fucking put it all on the line? Which, I'm not saying she shouldn't feel like she deserves it. Of course, she worked hard and she's here for a reason. I get it. But you need to take advantage. Like, you are not going to be here again, because you're probably not going to be. Not because she'll never win again, but because I don't think this is going to be a competitive fight. I don't think we're ever going to ask again for Megan Anderson to be in the octagon with Amanda Nunes. When is the last time Amanda Nunes lost? That is a good question. Where there's a question, there's a Google. You know what I mean? Amanda did not turn around until she heard her name. She's been thinking about this shit for a while. All right, let's see. Amanda's 2020. She only fought once against Felicia Spencer. 2019, she beat Jermaine Durandamy and knocked out Holly Holm. Year before that, knocked out Raquel Pennington in a fight that should have been stopped long before it was over. She also knocked out Cyborg. Decision win over Shevchenko. Look at this, man. This is going back to fucking ridiculous. The last time she lost was a submission loss to Sarah McMahon in 2015. Amanda Nunes has not lost since. And honestly, other than the Shevchenko fights, which I did score that second Shevchenko fight and maybe even the first one for Shevchenko, but it is what it is. She got them wins. And other than that, she hasn't looked in any type of danger. And I don't think anybody's going to confuse Shevchenko with a Megan Anderson or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Let me get these stats right for y'all. Oh, Amanda is, when we're talking about respect earlier, it looks like Amanda has 0 for Megan. You hear DC speaking on it. Megan looks a bit nervous. She caught with the right hand and wobbles a bit. Jesus. What'd I tell you? Amanda smiles a bit. Oh, another right hand over the top. Megan needs to figure something out. She's just standing there eating these punches. She tries to go for a takedown. Unable to because it was sloppy. And now she's going to eat some ground and pound for it. I don't think she gets up from this position. Peeps. I hope you took my advice and bet the house on it. Because This is the only way it was ever going to go. That being Amanda Nunes just beating the shit out of this young lady. She's going for the arm. This is a weird. Oh, there it goes. 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 20 strikes to 1. Less than a round. Amanda all smiles. Didn't break a sweat. Guys, have I ever fucking lied to y'all? Have I ever once lied to y'all? I told you I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up y'all ass. Like, oh, this is how Megan can win, and Amanda needs to be careful about it. No. Amanda's defending this belt because she fucking feels like it. Because she's the only person to defend 2 belts at once. And because this weight class has nobody that she needs to worry about. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot. Amanda in 1. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Amanda in 1. Unless it's Shevchenko, nobody in the world is a problem for Amanda Nunes. That's just fact, guys. That's just fucking fact. And Megan Anderson definitely wasn't about to change my mind about that. And guess what? I was right. I was right. You would think that I do this shit for a living. Oh, wait. Hey. Guys, look at this. Look, just landing nasty right hands and then jabs her to fuck up. Megan thinks, I'm getting tagged the fuck up. I need to do something different. Well, standing's not working. I'm going to try to take her down. That was, yeah. I was waiting to hear Joe Rogan explain to me exactly what fucking move Amanda did, but it looks like it wasn't really, just one. She had that triangle. I saw that. But then she tried to work the armbar. I never saw that combination quite like that before. Looks like Joe Rogan hasn't either, or at least or it's just called, she went for the triangle and then went for the armbar. Whatever. Either way, she whooped that ass. For sure. Whipped that ass for sure. Jesus Christ, man. How good is Amanda Nunes? Fuck. Megan, I feel so bad for these people. But, you're fighting the greatest ever. It's a bad time. It's a bad time to be a 145er. As Dana White puts both belts over her shoulders. Dana White's gotta love Amanda Nunes, man. He does. He loves the fuck out of that woman, yo. He's so happy. He's so happy. He's like, get your marketable ass over there. Hold your baby. Hold your belts. And Amanda all class takes her baby over to the girl that she just whooped her ass. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Megan Anderson. 100 respect to every fighter that steps in the octagon. Again, Megan Anderson deserves it in the sense that she was the next girl up. But this was never about to be competitive. Ever. And now there's not 145 pounder in there that, in the UFC that has 2 victories that Amanda hasn't fought. That's what we're looking at right now. There's no 145 pound woman in the UFC that has 2 wins or more that Amanda hasn't fought. It's a fact. It's a fact. They have Dana talking. That's how you know Dana loves Amanda Nunes. He's talking. He never talks after a fight outside of the, that baby's not happy. That baby is not happy with what's going on right now. But Dana White doesn't, as soon as the fight's over, go over to Joe Rogan in D.C. and say, hey, let me talk with you guys. That doesn't happen. You talk to him at the post-fight press conference. And you hear DC and Joe talking about the only person that can give Nunes a problem is Shevchenko. Agreed, guys. That's a fact. That's a fact. This is bad news for any woman that can't make 125. And what sucks for them is if they can make 125, they have to go fight Valentina Shevchenko, who's probably going to whip that ass too. And if you can make 115, yikes, Zhang Weili is there. Women's MMA, guys. Women's MMA has come a long fucking way. There are some savages. But the difference between flyweight, no, scratch that. The difference between strawweight and then, bantamweight, featherweight, flyweight, not top heavy. Strawweight is deep as fuck. Strawweight has killers. Strawweight has action fighters. Strawweight has diversity. Strawweight has a bunch of young ladies that can be champ, or you can imagine being champion, or that do fight at the caliber of a champion, right? 125, meh, not really. It's just Shevchenko at 125. 135, 145, there's names that we, used to know and love, but Amanda beat the shit out of all of them. I'm going to turn it up. We're going to listen to what Amanda, the lioness, has to say so she doesn't come steal my milk money, and then we'll dive into the main event. Joe said you cleaned out the division. What are you going to do now? Other than go to Disney World. Joe said it came down to who wants the next ass whooping. Agreed. John Bones said book Amanda a fight next week. Agreed. She's so much better than them. He's so much better than them. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Really amazing to watch. You just don't see in this day and age someone be able to just dominate her competition the way she does. It's crazy. Amanda said a lion always dangerous when she has a baby. No one can stop her. Shout out to Amanda with the recent birth of her kid. I'm not going to act like I know how many months old, but a few months. Congratulations. Her first fight since having the baby. Since her fiance or wife had the baby, I should say. But congrats to her, man. Now, Amanda talking Portuguese to her native Brazilians. So she had a message for them. There's no translator, so I don't know what she's saying. But she's there the fuck she wants to. Whoever the fuck she wants, however the fuck she wants to say it. You know what I mean? What am I going to do? Nothing. Make her a sandwich. Joe asked her what she said. Okay. Appreciate it, Joe. Appreciate that, Joe. Oh, man. Just getting these stats ready for you guys. Then we are going to dive into the records of Izzy and Jan Blachowicz before their fight. We are either going to crown the next double champ or rocket Jan Blachowicz, trademark Polish power, into the stratosphere and into the minds of every casual on the planet. Look, Dana can't wait to talk to Amanda, yo. He's like, Amanda, how much money can we pay you to fight in April for us? We don't have anybody in April. Please fight in April, Amanda. Yeah, I really hope Amanda Nunes gets all the fucking money in the world before her career's over, because she sure as hell deserves it. Speaking of, here is your 205-pound champion, Jan. Second highest takedown accuracy in UFC lightweight history. That is mind-blowing. With all the wrestlers and grapplers we've had through the days of at light heavyweight. That's crazy. still nowhere near. I'm not saying Jan is a takedown artist, but that is an interesting stat. Mm. Let me turn this down. As they show his commercial for the next Marvel blockbuster. I'm talking shit. I'm gonna watch it though. I'm gonna watch that. And that comes out on the 19th. Woo, baby, baby. I'm gonna watch that. Wait, it's a series? I was incorrect. It's not a movie. It is not a movie. I think I'm gonna be on a plane that day to DR. I'm gonna have to make sure I download that though. Download that. That get me through. I don't know about y'all, but I am nervous every single time I get on a plane. All right, let me check and see if anybody needs a link. Nope, nope, nope. You good, you good, you good. Cool, cool, cool. You goddamn degenerates. I hope those super legal and legit links are working for you guys. Hope it's crystal clear and no lag. I am now about to jump into the record of both of our champions in tonight's main event. Jan Blachowicz versus Israel Adesanya. All right, guys, let's jump into Jan and his record first, because I want to say he started his UFC run almost on like a 4-fight losing streak or some shit like that. It was something crazy. All right, get into it now. Of course, he won the title after John Jones vacated it. He fought Dominic Reyes. I thought Dominic Reyes was definitely going to win that fight. Dominic Reyes did so good against John Jones that I thought he was just, the better fighter. Jan said, hold my beer, and knocked him the fuck out in the second round. Before that, he knocked Corey Anderson out in the first. Decision win over Jacare Souza. Knockout win over Luke Rockhold. His last loss was February 23rd. So a little over 2 years ago. My bad ass. I'm watching this promo of Izzy and just a masterclass that he's been putting on since coming into the UFC. His last loss was in 2019 to Thiago Santos. That was a third round KO. But, Thiago Santos, very hard hitter. Very, very hard hitter. Nothing to be ashamed of. When you're at this weight class, shit happens. But he had a win streak going before then as well. Went over Manua. Knocked out Kirlov. Went over Jared Cannonier. Went over Devin Clark. And then his last loss before that was a decision loss to Patrick Cummins. And he was on a little losing streak at that time, lost against Gustafsson. But I want to see his record when he first started in the UFC. All right, so he came into the UFC winning against Ali Latifi. Latifi, I should say. Loss versus Manawa, so that's one loss. Loss versus Anderson, that's 2 losses. Then a win versus a guy that you guys have never fucking heard of. And then 2 losses in a row to Gustafsson and Cummins. So that's a win, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 losses out of 5. So he went 2-4 in his first 6 fights in the UFC. And now is a champion. I mean, that's a Cinderella story as you can imagine. Plenty of people start with those records. If he was in a deeper division, he would have been cut. Let's just call it what it is. Most people don't get that much opportunity to lose that many fights in your first few fights in the UFC. It usually comes down to you getting your walking papers. But in this division, which has been a long time, been thin for a long time, I should say, we're a decade plus out of the heyday where your premier division was light heavyweight. I mean, we're talking about the days where it was Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, and then your Forrest Griffins, your Rashad Evans after that, your Rampage Jacksons, Lyoto Machida, Shogun, etc., etc., etc. It just ain't that no more. That's not what it is. Most of you can't name the top 5 in light heavyweight, and that's not me trying to be on a high horse or trying to come in anybody's knowledge or whatever. It's just not that exciting of a division. There's not a good reason to know the top 5, and I guarantee you, 99% of UFC fans can't name the top 10. Definitely not the top 15 in this division. It just is what it is. So that's why Jan Blachowicz was able to stay. But at the end of the day, a bunch of people were able to stay. They're in the same division, same circumstances, and they're not the champion of the world. Jan earned this. You understand what I'm saying? He earned this 100%. He has very impressive knockouts as of late as well. It seems to be coming together. He's looking good. I have Izzy winning this, but one of my bulls from work actually called me before this fight. Mike, if you're watching, I hope you didn't jinx my boy Izzy. But he called and made sure he stated clearly to me that he thought Izzy did not have a good chance of winning, that Jan was just too big, too strong, and was going to end the night early. Because it's 5 rounds, it's definitely the opportunity of that. But Israel Adesanya, guys, has been waiting for someone like Jan. Not someone bigger to him, not someone stronger to him, not someone with, as Jan would say, legendary Polish power. But he has been waiting for someone to come at him. He has been waiting for someone who isn't afraid, who isn't trying to be, too smart. As we saw, Yoel. Yoel thought, I'm sure, in his head, I'm going to do this genius thing and just stand still. So Izzy, who's a counterpuncher, is going to have to come into me, right? Which didn't go down like that. Wound up just being Israel Adesanya leg kicking him for 5 rounds, right? Or Paulo Costa. I'm going to try to mix it up, but not be too aggressive, not come in like a bull in a china shop. He wound up getting pieced the fuck apart. Of course, he blames that on the bottle of wine. I blame it on Israel Adesanya just being a professional ass kicker. When's the last guy you saw just run into Israel? Of course, not running like this, hands down, chin up, and all that shit, like he's Chuck Liddell at 53 years old. But when's the last time you saw somebody just coming straight forward at him? Robert Whittaker? You saw what happened to him. Gastelum? That was a good fight. That was a good fight. But you saw what happened in that 5th round. Izzy hasn't had someone in the last 2 or 3 fights come at him. Jan promises to be that guy. Of course, Jan's going to be smart. He's not going to be, he's not going to rush in there foolishly. But he is going to be the aggressor early. Trust me. He's going to be coming at him. He's going to be trying to land those hands on Israel Adesanya. But is he so dangerous? He has so many tools. He comes at so many angles. He switches stances so good. His footwork is so pretty, man. So pretty. He's exactly where he wants to be when he wants to be there. His head movement is Matrix-like. His composure is just up there, man. And his heart, he was getting pieced up by Gastelum a little bit. Gastelum was getting pieced up too. They both looked, worse for wear. But that 5th round came down to who wants it? Who wants it? It sounds simple. Oh, you've heard a bunch of people say that before. But go ahead and watch that fight. And I'll be damned if the only thing on your mind after watching those 4 rounds isn't, I don't know who the fuck is better. I don't know who the fuck is skilled. I don't know who has the advantage. But who the fuck wants this 5th round? Izzy said he was ready to die and he was serious. What he should be wary of is that Jan is a ready to die ass motherfucker too, man. Excuse the language, kinda, but not really. Jan is about that life. We're talking about a man who before every fight for the last, probably decade, goes out into the woods behind his house and touches the noose of a man that he found who hung himself. Because in their culture, that's good luck. What kind of savage, weird, out of fucking Odd. Odd. And you don't go touching a noose in your backyard forest unless you are a touched motherfucker. Meaning, if you guys aren't familiar with that lingo, you're a little screwy in the head. What is interesting is even though Izzy is going up the weight class, he has a 2-inch height advantage and a 2-inch reach advantage. He is technically the longer fighter, but by no means is he the bigger guy. You saw Jan weighing 205, Izzy weighing 205, but I promise you that's Izzy on water and food, while that's Jan being dehydrated and cutting weight. I expect Jan to be 220, 225 coming into this, and I expect Izzy to be about what he stepped on the scale as. Is there anything better than coffee? Probably not, right? No? It's about the greatest thing in the world? You're right. I agree. Are you ready? We are here live for UFC 259. Israel Adesanya versus Jan Blachowicz. Guys, this is the fight we are here to watch. This is the moment we have all been waiting for. Will Israel Adesanya become the 2-division champ? Or will Jan Blachowicz say this is my division? It is not a fluke. It is not by chance. The champion has arrived at 205. We find this out in seconds. Let's fucking go. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, etc. Find me on Mike Jesse MMA on every major streaming platform. That's Twitch, that's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's YouTube, etc., etc., etc. If you want to stay up to date on when I will be online, because it will be for just about every goddamn major combat sports fight. I'm talking boxing, I'm talking MMA, I'm talking BKFC, etc., etc. If it's two motherfuckers punching each other in the face and you guys are excited, I'll probably be there, baby. Just saying, next week I will be on a trip. The next 2 weeks, I'm sorry. Next week, I'm on a ski trip. Week after that, I will be heading to DR. Maybe I will stream during one of those trips, but no promises. But again, every major card, every card that you are excited about, your boy will be here. Join me with the links, the play-by-play, the live chat, etc., etc., etc. Holla at me if you feel me. Speaking of links, I don't know if it's working for y'all, but this link I'm posting right now has been going strong. It's in the background, so I'm not using it as my ear. What's going on, Sean? Going on, bruh? Speaking of skiing, Sean, hit my jack. We going skiing next weekend. I meant to text you, but I'm a degenerate, and I do other things. And I forget stuff. You know what I'm saying? When I say other things, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I ain't got the best short-term memory, I'll say. You know, that's all I'm like, that's how I put it. Guys, are you fucking ready? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We are seconds away from figuring out if Israel Adesanya is about to make history as the next champ. Or if Jan Blachowicz is going to earn the respect that he feels as though he's earned years ago. There is so much up for grabs, and I'm not just talking about Jan Blachowicz's belt. Let's go. Round one, baby. Let's go, baby. Who was all the tree? No, let me stop. Y'all don't want that. Y'all ain't ready for that. Calm down. Is he looking much like he does at 185, maybe a little bigger? But, he said he wasn't going to put on muscle. He wasn't going to try to change his body type. And, I believe him. Look at him. What I say, Blachowicz is going to be the aggressor early. He hasn't thrown much, but he is moving forward. He is making Izzy stay on the back foot. He is cutting the cage off pretty well so far. Izzy working that jab. That's going to be a very big factor in this fight for Izzy. He wants to use that jab to keep the distance, keep the rhythm, keep control of this fight. You don't want to just let Jan Blachowicz feel like he has free reign to come forward on you. It will make it a very long night. Nice jab for Izzy. And look, those two jabs in orthodox and an NZ combination in southpaw. That's a dangerous little shit that Izzy does that makes him great. Just effortless. Like, you don't even notice he switches stances. We get 3 title fights tonight, and the card to end the month, March 27th, 2 title fights. 145 Volkanovski versus Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega looked fantastic against Korean Zombie, way better than I thought he was going to look. His stand-up has come so fucking far in his time off after getting his ass whooped by Max Holloway. It is amazing how much growth he had. He embarrassed Korean Zombie. It's crazy. And then your guys already know how good Volkanovski is. And then you have Miocic versus Ngannou 2. No idea how that fight is going to go at heavyweight. Who the fuck knows? But I'm super excited to see it. And very happy that Francis finally gets that rematch. Oh, nice head kick from Jan. Blocked from Izzy, but, you know, if you guys have been with me before, even if you block those head kicks, it hurts wherever it lands. Whether it's your body, whether it's your arm, your shoulder, etc. You don't want that thing to land, especially someone as strong and powerful as Jan. Ooh, as Jan checks that leg kick. Both men just trying to fill each other out. Nice body kick from Jan. As he tries to land the right hand over the top, partially blocked. Body kick from Jan. Jan doubling strikes landed, as you guys see the stats right here. Jan in the red. Izzy stats in the blue. Another good body kick from Izzy. Jan trying to blitz in there to land the lead left hook. Probably one of my favorite punches in the game, that check hook from Orthodox. As we see Jan switch stances. He might not want to get too cheeky with that, man. He's not, you know, he's a very, very, very good striker, Jan is. But a lot of people at this level have good offense from both stances. Very, very few have good footwork and defense from both stances. Got to be careful. Nice leg kick from Izzy. Although Jan has done a good job at checking him tonight. Checking those leg kicks, I should say, tonight. Front kick just misses from Jan. Not the most eventful round. Not the most exciting. But they are filling each other out. As you guys heard DC talking about, Izzy had Jan biting a lot off those feints. A lot. Which is good for Izzy. And Jan was able to land a nice amount of shots to the body and keep that forward pressure on Izzy. I do think it was enough for Jan with the volume and the octagon control to win that round. I think he's up. I think Jan is up 1-1, which is a good place to be as a champ. Izzy's going to have to find a way. If Jan's able to keep this pace, right? Say both of these guys are at the top of their conditioning right now, and this is the highest pace that they plan to keep. I don't think that's accurate. I think this round we'll see them both kind of up the output a bit. But say they both kept this output, Izzy has to find a way to land something to get the respect out of Jan. He can't let Jan almost double his output in a round. That's not going to get you that belt. You're not going to become champ by allowing the bigger, stronger guy to also outwork you. Is he trying to get Jan just thinking, just half throwing some strikes, feints, nice kick to the body from Israel Adesanya, and then ends in orthodox. Nice jab for Izzy. Retreats, switches to southpaw, retreats again, switches to orthodox. Nice body kick for Izzy. Jan is ready for these kicks, though, man. He's blocking them. He's checking them. Izzy, that beautiful front question mark type kick that he throws, misses. But Jan definitely, as anybody who fights Izzy, needs to be careful of that strike. Oh, nice check hook from Jan. Jan is landing some combinations on Izzy. Izzy's got to gain the respect of Jan. Jan just not worried about Izzy's power at all. Nice jab to the body from Izzy. Jab to the body from Jan. Just misses the head kick again. Izzy does. Oh, that check hook from Jan, man. It missed just now, but Izzy needs to be careful. That thing is clean, and it's being thrown for a reason. Izzy just missed that head kick and tripped, but right back up. Nothing to worry about. Jan blitzed in, and you can tell Izzy respects that power. He didn't just try to, use some head movement to get around it. He straight retreated from that. As Izzy lands that leg kick. Another leg kick lands for Izzy. Oh, Jan gets double underhooks, almost gets a takedown. Izzy able to get away, but eat some shots for it, man. Izzy accidentally pokes Jan in the eye. Jan saying he's okay. Probably not wanting to give any time to Izzy Adesanya to rest. Smart. If you're not tired and you're not sure if your opponent is or not, you want to err on the side of caution and not give your opponent any time to rest. One thing I saw in the when I was watching fights, I was thinking at first coming into the fight, oh, Izzy's going to work the leg kicks a lot. But Jan, like we're seeing right now, not only good at checking leg kicks, but he throws some nice leg kicks himself. Go to watch that Dominic Reyes fight. As they trade jabs. Low blow from Izzy. Replay, yeah, clearly not on purpose. Jan was moving. It would have been a shin to the inner thigh if he wasn't moving back. Instead, it was a foot to the nuts. Down speed of breaks. Jan not biting as hard off these feints from Izzy. Izzy trying to create an opportunity. Oh, jeez. Jan landed some nice shots in that exchange. As Jan tries to throw a flying knee, kind of gives Izzy a smile afterwards. Joe saying that pretty much that it's a trap going into a kickboxing match, pretty much. against Israel Adesanya. But, Jan's winning this kickboxing match, plain and simple. Was Joe Rogan in DC just saying that Israel Adesanya was winning the stand-up? Is that what they just said? What the fuck? What? What? No. No, he's not. No, he's not. What? Guys. What? Are we watching the same fight? Can somebody out there help me out? Am I bugging? Is Jan not winning this fight 2 rounds to none? No. No, I'm crazy. I'm wrong. Yeah. Is that what you're saying? Somebody. There's no fucking way. This the main event. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know I'm late, Sean. My bad. Yes, this is the main event, brother. All right, here we go. Third round. I do think Izzy is down 2 rounds to none, man. If Izzy's going to win, he needs to turn it up this round. He needs to be more active. He's being careful. He's waiting, but, Jan is not waiting. He's throwing when he wants to. He's creating opportunities. People are saying 1919? Yeah, I feel like we're watching different fights. I feel like I'm not watching the same fight as everybody. There we go. Close round, 2018 Adesanya? What is going on? Guys, can someone out there fucking tell me if you think Israel Adesanya is winning this fight? Because I do not. It's making me mad. The tweets and the announcers are saying that Israel Adesanya is winning or is tied. Like, no fucking way. Oh, as Izzy lands some nice shots. Jan throwing jabs to keep him off. Izzy is now the aggressor coming forward. Nice uppercut to the body from Izzy. Just an FYI, even though I did just snap, saying that Izzy's not winning this fight because he's fucking not. I did call him to win via third round finish. Just saying. Just saying. Izzy getting a lot more comfortable now. Izzy, there we go. I was just about to say, Izzy needs to defend more with head movement versus getting out of there. Because when he get out of there, he has to reset. And Jan's doing very good when they reset. He's the one initiating the contact after resetting. When Israel is able to, a la Anderson Silva back in the day, dodge some of these punches just using his head movement, and he still has his feet planted, so when he comes back, he's in a position to counter. That's when you see the best work from Israel Adesanya. Ooh, nice leg kick from Israel Adesanya. It was checked by Jan, to be fair. Good jab from Jan in return, as Israel just misses his jab of his own. Looks like Jan's slowing down a bit, guys, and it looks like Izzy's turning it up. We've seen Izzy's cardio last well into the 5th round. Think about that fight we just talked about with Kelvin Gastelum. Jan, I don't know. I can't remember his last 5-round fight, to be honest with you. Just misses that cross. Israel Adesanya's feeling it, guys. He's this far away from being able to put these combinations together. Nice leg kick right there. Jan's definitely breathing harder. He's breathing through his mouth now. And he still needs to be careful. Jan's not out. He's still in. He still has that one punch KO power, that legendary Polish power. Ooh, good body kick from Jan. Nice. Love to see strikes like that in a 5-round fight, and he just landed some solid jabs as Israel Adesanya tried to come inside. Bam, sat on it and landed beautiful jabs. Oh, nice little check hook. I told you guys, that left check hook from Jan, already one of my favorite punches, but man, he is landing that thing beautifully. That question mark kick from Israel Adesanya we've been talking about all night just partially landed. It just looks like it's going to land like right here around your neck, pectoral area, and then it just fucking flings over your shoulder and hits you right in the head. It's beautiful. It's crazy. That's some dexterity that I could never dream of. Round 3 significant strikes, 20-22 in favor of Adesanya. But look at that. The strike differential slowly but surely closing the gap. I'm sorry, Israel Adesanya has surpassed Jan with strikes landed 72-65. Oh, nice right hand from Izzy. A much better round for Israel Adesanya. In my book, it's 2 rounds to 1 for Jan. The first 2 to Jan. Round 3, the first round I give to Izzy. But he still looks like he's barely breathing hard. Definitely worked up a sweat, but come on, he just fought 15 minutes against a 205-pound UFC champion of the world. Cut him some fucking slack. But he does not look tired. He does not look fatigued. Listening to his coaches. Still composed. I would love to see Jan and what his corner is saying to him right now. Nothing to panic about, but he did lose that round in my opinion. Oh, look at that left hand landed. Very similar to when it knocked out Costa. Oh, that was nice. He hand checked him. And then boom, came with the left. Your champion, Jan Blachowicz, did. Jan working the takedown. Going for the single leg, but Adesanya sprawling very well against the cage. Gets out. Jan didn't want to waste too much energy. He already looked like he was fatiguing last round. Definitely doesn't want to waste his energy. We're trying to work a takedown. Lands a nice strike. Looked like he hurt Israel, but Israel's right there in it. Oh, jab again. Double jab for Jan. Body kick for Izzy. That check hook landed. He tried to follow with the right hand, but he missed. Jan did. Nice leg kick, but eats a body kick for it from Izzy. Jan just misses the jab. That check hook, man. Jan's best punch this fight. There we go. Combination from Izzy. He's got to bring the output up because he is losing in terms of numbers for this round. As Jan lands a very, very nice takedown. Izzy's got to get up. Jan in half guard made it look easy. In my opinion, Izzy needs to, his urgency needs to be on 100. I have him down And if my scorecard is correct, if Izzy loses this round, he loses this fight unless he finishes it in the 5th round. He's got to get up. Izzy trying his best, but Jan is so heavy right now in that half guard. You got to imagine here is exactly where Jan would have hoped he'd be in a close fight against Israel Adesanya late in the fight. On top position, wearing on him, zapping some of that stamina, slowing him down, not allowing him to be where he's comfortable, and scoring. He's landing shots. He's scoring. He's taking the lead of this round. In a round that was super close, you to take down and you control it for 2 minutes. That can be enough. Nice right hand from top position for Jan. Yeah, Jan is definitely doing work, bro. He's doing a lot better than I thought he was going to do. And in my opinion, he's about a minute away from being up 3-1 on the scorecards. Now Jan's in side control. Izzy needs to... Yeah, okay, so DC said it better than me. And before I did. That Jan should have stayed in half guard. I agree. He's in side control. I think Jan... right now Izzy is... He had a body lock. And now he's trying to just concentrate on getting Jan's right arm away from his head. But what he needs to be doing is pushing his hips up, trying to push and create distance between him and Jan and create a scramble. It's a lot easier to scramble when you're on the bottom on side control than it is if you have that person in your half guard. Now Jan back in the half guard. For me, this is where I'd want to be if I was Jan. Just keep one leg tangled up, don't let him up, and stay heavy and land shots where I can. Seems to be like, a no-brainer. Here he goes, landing some good shots, scoring. As he lands a left over the top. John Anik just said it could conceivably be 2-2. Guys, I'm not a fucking judge. I'm not a professional, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I have this fight 3-1 right now for Jan. A couple, one out of the two first rounds was close-ish. But for me, it's been Jan the first 2 rounds. Izzy turned it up on the 3rd round, found really good success. And then the 4th round, clearly Jan just won with that takedown halfway through less than halfway through the round, I should say, and then controlling for 2.5, 3 minutes on top while landing. I don't get it. How could this be 2-2? Again, fuck do I know? I'm a guy with a microphone and a camera, but I don't see how it's not Jan 3-1 right now. If I'm Izzy's corner, I'm telling him the same. I'm telling him that he needs to go for a finish. Izzy not looking tired, breathing a little hard, but he's been in a fight for 20 minutes against a goddamn Viking. Jan takes a big, deep breath. A lot of people on these tweets, on the coverage, are saying they have it tied up. And someone said they have it for Izzy, 39-37. What the fuck? No. I'm an Izzy fan, guys. I had Izzy winning in the 3rd round. He's not winning this fight right now. Give a fuck what nobody say. Izzy definitely coming forward, throwing. I think he does have some urgency. If he doesn't think he's losing, he at least knows he needs this round to win. Nice leg kick, but eats 2 for it. Israel Adesanya does. As Jan just lands that lead cross. Not everybody can land that lead cross without putting himself out there, but he did well just now landing it. Oh, nice jab from Jan. Another one. Izzy's got to turn it up. But Jan's just fighting so smart. He's dodging the little stuff. And when there is something big that Izzy throws, Jan throws two more. And checking those leg kicks. Jan's doing really well checking those leg kicks. Nice jab from Jan. Jan looks tired, but man, he has not stopped. And he hasn't slowed down much. Nice 1-2 from Izzy. Oh, nice kick to the body from Israel Adesanya. Cross from Jan. Izzy hands down. I think he's trying to have Jan overcommit so that he can create opportunity, but level change, literally a bull double, which is somebody pretty much just fucking tackling you, a la Goldberg and just spearing people back in the day, where my WCW head's at. But man. If Jan is able just to finish this round like he did the last round, then he wins, period. It's not the most exciting thing in the world. It's not the slugfest we thought we were going to watch, but goddamn if you don't get points for having a better game plan and, better execution of your game plan than Israel Adesanya. As DC's saying, Israel needs to get desperate. He needs to create separation. He needs to put those heels on the hips of Jan so he can kick him off and create space to scramble. Now he's in half guard. This is not where Israel Adesanya wants to be with 90 seconds left in a very close fight, in a very close round. And Jan just working, little punches, tit for tat right there. Not trying to put too much momentum and create a scrambling opportunity for Israel Adesanya to get up and steal the round. Smart. If you're Jan's coach, this is what you want him to do right now. Just score. Adesanya tried to get desperate and roll over. Jan, fundamental wrestling, puts him in a half. Nelson rolls him back. Didn't have to roll him much, but flattened him back out. 30 seconds left in this fight, in the fifth and final round, I should say. Israel Adesanya just doesn't have the gas left to get up. 10 seconds left, and Jan is just using all the energy left in the gas tank to land some ground and pound. Guys, if I'm scoring this fight, it's 4-1 for Jan. I should have put some respect on that man's name because he looked way better than I thought. What the fuck is John Anik talking about? Saying Israel Adesanya might be the double champion after that performance. What fighter I hate to sound frustrated, but I don't understand. These guys get paid for the commentary from the UFC, and they did a pretty good job tonight, Not criticizing them at all. But what fight are they watching that they're saying Izzy might have won? I agree with you, bro. Izzy definitely lost that fight. There's no way. I had him losing 4-1. Maybe 3-2, but for me, no way. The first, the second, and the fifth all Jan. And I give him the fourth as well. Neither man really did damage to each other. Wasn't the, the war that I had imagined it being. But it was a smart fight. It was a good fight. Both men were intelligent. Both men had good game plans. I just think Jan enacted the game plan better. And I think Izzy just couldn't deal with the size of Jan. And Jan, keeping up that pace the whole time. I think it was just too much for the 185-pound champ. And it's not just size. It's not just size. Jan had a really good game plan, man. And his striking was flawless tonight. Not flawless, but it was really good tonight. His jab was great. That check left hook was beautiful. He was checking every leg kick damn near. As we hear the results, I'm going to turn my TV up so you guys can hear for the peeps not watching the fights live. Yep. They gave Jan 4 rounds out of 5. That's about right. And Jan yells in excitement, as he should. Because everybody, including me, counted that man out. Everybody, including me, counted that man out. I didn't think Jan had a chance, guys. I'll be honest with you. I thought there was no way. DC upset about the scoring. They gave 1-10-8 round to Jan, which there definitely wasn't a 10-8 round, but I mean, who the fuck cares? Izzy won 1 round. It's the moral of that story. You know what I mean? Wow. Guys, what a weird fucking night of fights. Not sure the feeling I have leaving. I usually know exactly how I feel about a card at the end, and I share that with you guys. I don't fucking know. Catch me next time, and maybe we'll talk about it then. Bunch of weird fucking fights. Bunch of weird fucking results. The prelims were dope as shit. A lot of finishes. A lot of high-level MMA tonight, though. Islam Makhachev with the finish of Drew Dober. Aljamain Sterling looking very good early versus Petr Yan, but started to gas out and then got hit with the illegal blow. Amanda Nunes still the baddest motherfucking woman on the planet. Nobody wants that work. I say absolutely fucking nobody except Shevchenko. Let's see number 3. And Jan Blachowicz proves the world wrong and keeps his title against the surging, no longer undefeated Israel Adesanya, who will definitely be going back to 185 and who I think will no longer, or at least everybody else, will no longer be talking about him versus John Jones. Yeah. All right, guys. I appreciate you joining me. Please like, follow, subscribe, etc. My boy Jay says that card was bad. It was weird, man. It was weird. The card was weird. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. Appreciate you guys sticking through with me. Join me next time. Until then, I'm out, baby. Follow me on Instagram for all updates on when I will be online next. Again, I will be traveling for the next 2 weeks. But after that, most likely for that, probably for that Stipe and Ngannou card will be the next time you see me. And then I'll be back to weekly, guys. So, see you then. Stay safe. We out here.